What's up, my central unit? Is the Central Man here. So this is my review of WWE Payback 2020. Haven't got a time to review it or really watched it last week. I got a time right now. Just saw the show. I'll get to my final thoughts in the end. Before I get to this review, yeah, the return of the football live reactions this Saturday. It'd be about half five, about 5:20, 5:25. I'm gonna do my live reactions of the start of the new Premier League season. We got the champions Liverpool versus the new promoted Leeds United. So stay tuned for that on Saturday. Anyway, so let's get back to review WWE Payback 2020. So I'm gonna start with the kickoff show match. The kickoff show match, we got the right Squad 2.0, Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan without Sarah Logan, taking on the Iconics, that is Peyton Royce and Billy Kay. The match was just meh. I don't like the Iconics. I never get in the hype of the Iconics. I don't get why they call them Iconics. It's like, they're not even iconic. It's fucking real. I don't understand it, man. This is like WWE in a fucking nutshell. It's like years ago they did Darren Young gimmick. The Darren Young gimmick with Bob Backlund. Let's make Darren Young great again. That's a load of bullshit because Darren Young never was good. What was it? Oh, never was good. Oh, was it make Darren Young great again? Yeah, he was never great in the first place. I don't go with the Iconics. They're not even iconic. They're fucking shit. I'm sorry. They're annoying. They're fucking shit in the ring. Get rid of them. I just pay them off. Fuck. They can fuck off. I gotta tell you, if I see the Iconics in AEW, they'll get fucking slaughtered. They get fucking slaughtered. I gotta tell you, they'll get fucking slaughtered. Sheeta will fucking slaughter them. Nyla Rose, Statlander, Britt Baker. Any type of that women's division, they will never last 2 seconds in that company. They're fucking shit. I don't get it. Oh yeah, they won the tag team titles. So fucking what? The shit. They're never that good. They're fucking annoying. One good Australian wrestler, and then she's not doing well in pro wrestling either. They dropped the ball. The one person I'm talking about Emma, Tenille Dashwood, and she ain't doing shit outside of the WWE. Ring of Honor dropped the ball, and also Impact Wrestling also dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. What's next? I don't know. What's next? If she goes to AEW, it'd be the same thing. They wasted a good talent. With the Iconics, they never got the craft. They're annoying. Anyway, so there's not much talk about this match. It's basically the Riott Squad got the victory. Ruby Riott hit the right kick. I think it was called the right kick on. I think it was on Peyton or Billy to score the victory, and that was it. Anyway, so moving on to the main show match. The main show match. We got Apollo Crews defending the United States title against Bobby Lashley, one half of the Hurt Business. For me, I don't really watch a lot of Raw and SmackDown because don't bother watch it on the network because they don't really show the upcoming week's Raw. It's basically the show Raws from a month ago. It's stupid why they did that. I know it's on a network cable, but at least just show it on. At least with NXT, but I'll give NXT some credit. At least you show NXTs from the previous week. Why could they show it from the previous week? The method for NXT for both Raw and SmackDown. Basically like show that the last week's episode. Really show the previous week episode. Instead of showing like a Raw from a month ago because what's the point putting it on the network if you're not going to show. I'm talking about Raw for right now. I know. I don't want to get into it, so anyway. I watched some YouTube clips, and I like the Hurt Business, You know, it reminds me of the Beatdown Clan from TNA. You know, if you don't know what the Beatdown is, the Beatdown Clan is, the BDC. You know, it's MVP's group from TNA with Bobby Lashley. It's only the two members from the BDC that is MVP and Bobby Lashley. No Kenny King. You got Samoa Joe. Unfortunately, he's on commentary. It's like, what the hell? It's just like I said to myself, they dropped the ball on Joe. They got no plans for Joe. I know Joe's a good commentator, but put him in the BDC, man. I don't mind see Joe in the BDC, man. You know, that'd be a really good faction. MVP, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Samoa Joe. Hell yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this match was okay. I feel like some of the matches on the show is basically you probably see it on Raw and SmackDown. I'm not gonna lie, this was the show. The show just feel like a Monday Night Raw or even a SmackDown on the weekends. You know what? I don't want to get into it. Anyway, so the match was okay. In the end, Lashley basically locked, basically a full Nelson lock onto Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews tapped out, and Bobby Lashley wins the United States Championship. I think it's the second time. I think it's the first one for almost, I'd say 14 years because he won it. No, is it 14? Yeah, 14 years. Last time he won the United States title was way back in 2006. Well, it's about a decade and a half. So I think and also I think it's the first time in, I think it was a year ago or 2 years ago. Actually, it's been a year ago. He won the Intercontinental title. So I think it makes sense because look at the Hurt Business. They're getting momentum. Look at Apollo Crews. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not keen on Apollo Crews. I don't get the hype about him. You know, he's a good wrestler. Don't get me wrong. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this anti-smart mentality. Shits on anything and crap on the bright side. I'm not doing that. But I'm not like, oh, he's a vanilla midget. This. No, I don't do that. With Apollo Crews, he's a good worker. Don't get me wrong. But I find him so vanilla. Not vanilla midget. He's just so bland and vanilla. I'd rather he just turn heel, be part of the Hurt Business. Just like, if you can't beat them, join them. I don't get it. Maybe in the future, who knows? But with Lashley, it was good. You had this video. You got this cameraman basically taking pictures of Lashley with the belt with MVP. It's just like it's a good. I think I starting to like the Hurt Business. Like the two factions right now, or maybe three. Actually, four. In WWE, I'm going to be like a Hurt Business fan because MVP, Bobby Lashley, this is like their version of the Beatdown Clan. And also Retribution. I find they're going to, I see WWE ripping off the Aces and Eights faction from, 2012, 2013 period. Yeah, that was a bad faction, but I don't want to get into it. I started to like it. It had this anarchy type of group. That's WWE, and also in AEW, like the Inner Circle and the Dark Order. That's me. So, yeah, the match was okay. Good. Lashley pick up the gold. I don't want to get into it. It's just like basically, this is summing up the show. Just Raw or SmackDown on a Sunday evening. Anyway, so match number 2. We got Sheamus versus Big E Langston. Oh boy, this was like I said, this is a okay match. Like it's okay. I'm not saying it sucked. Like it was okay for what it is, but like I said, it's just Raw and SmackDown matches on a pay-per-view. It's just a typical WWE pay-per-view of in the modern era. That's all it is. Raw and SmackDown pay-per-views. Really a typical WWE pay-per-view in the modern era. No build. I feel like the throwing good quality pay-per-view matches on free TV on Raw and SmackDown, or not saving it towards a pay-per-view. That's how I summon the modern day WWE pay-per-views of right now. It's just, it's just like how pathetic. You can crap. Sometimes AEW does that, but at least they save Save the event, save it towards a pay-per-view. They build it up. At least they do. They don't do the 12 months pay-per-view. Doing a pay-per-views in their calendar year. They save it. They do like I think it's 4 years. They just done 3 pay-per-views in a year. They did Revolution in February, Double or Nothing in June, and then just 2 nights ago they did, or 3 nights ago, depending on what part of the world you're from, they did All Out, and then in November they're gonna do Full Gear, so they'll probably do 4 pay-per-views in a calendar year. Yeah, it was supposed to be 6 pay-per-views in the calendar year, but since of the COVID, they just not really got rid of Fight to Fest and Fight to the Fallen. They kind of put it on an episode of Dynamite. So anyway, so back to the match between Big E, Langston, and Sheamus. Okay match. The whole bulk of the match, basically Sheamus working on the leg of Big E Langston. In the end, Big E hit the big ending onto Sheamus to score the victory. They're trying to give Big E this single push. I think people can say it's long overdue, but he's only young. I mean, I found his age. I'm gonna look up how old is Big E. He's got to be in his like mid-30s. He's not that old. Hey guys, I'm back. So yeah, I checked Biggie Langston's age. He's only 34. In different sports, like proper sports, like that would be saying you're an old man, you should retire. Too old for playing sports. But in pro wrestling, he's young. He's only. I think he's a former NXT champion. It's a damn shame how he never got that proper push. I think like in 2014, the original plans for Finn's which top two is going to be the next top guy. Be the heir of John Cena's throne. Is it Roman Reigns or Biggie Langston? So Vince go with Roman Reigns, but for Biggie Langston, the dude was getting over in NXT. The 5 count was getting over. NXT champion. I think he was the first black NXT champion. I think the only 2 black champions in NXT history is Biggie Langston and Keith Lee. I think I think that's it. Because mostly it's been you got Samoa Joe Samoan, Nakamura from Japanese, Arande Cianomas Hispanic, and most have been white champions like Finn Balor's, Seth Rollins, Bo Dallas, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Aleister Black, and Karrion Kross. The list goes on and on and on. Anyway, so it was an okay match, but Sheamus, man, holy fuck, man. Sheamus, he's lost. I don't think the last pay-per-view match he won was against Chad Gable, Shorty G at the Royal Rumble a couple months back. Now, all of a sudden, he's booked like a loser. He's lost to Jeff Hardy at Backlash, and he now lost to Biggie Langston on this show. What's next for Sheamus? Is a former world champion. I think he's what was it? He's a 3-time WWE champion, former world heavyweight champion. So he's basically a 4-time world champion. And they dropped the ball with Sheamus, man. You know, I don't think they had plans for Sheamus. What's the point coming in back? When Sheamus ditched the mohawk, go back to his old look, I thought they gave him another push, but instead, they dropped the ball on him. I'm sorry, it's true. It's like people say Sheamus is overrated, but I doubt he's overrated. I don't think he's overrated. I think he's underrated. To be honest, I think I think his push from 2009, 2010, they were overrated. But I think his his last few years, I'm talking about like in 2012, won the Rumble, and when he had a great run as the world champion, and then they the kind of the completely pull. Really, Sheamus is just basically a victim of bad booking. Like poorly booked him in 2015, gives him that stupid look. He'll continue for the next 4 years. He had the mohawk. He braided his beard. I think he had one time where the nose ring. The fucking League of Nations was shit. His third WWE title reign was poor. I like the stuff with Cesaro, the bar, that was good. And now he's just like booked like a loser. I'm sorry. I don't want to get into it, man. So moving on to the next match. Next match, we got Matt Riddle versus King Corbin. Okay match. In the end, Riddle hit Corbin with I think it was a bro to sleep and a floating bro combo to win this match. And afterwards, Corbin attacked Riddle backstage. I don't give a fucking shit about Baron Corbin. I don't get the hype. He's just this dude is I'm gonna say it right now. Baron Corbin is one of the most not underrated. Baron Corbin is the most overrated wrestler. He's over fucking rated. This dude, he's shit. The geezer's shit. Never like him in NXT. Never get the hype. Never get the hype. He's fucking shit. And some idiot, some retards compared him to the Undertaker. Really? I mean, they compared him as the American Badass Taker. I understand that, but this dude cannot lace the boots of the Undertaker. He can't. Undertaker is one of the best athletic big man in pro wrestling history. Corbin's fucking shit. He's okay. He's wrestling. His wrestling's mediocre. He's a mediocre wrestler. Let's be fucking real. He's mediocre. Matt Riddle. Okay, I'm not really hype of Matt Riddle. I don't get it. I'm not these anti-smarks, who did them, like years ago, because Riddle, I think he did a comment says talk shit towards Goldberg, and the anti-smarks got butthurt about the comment about Goldberg. He was speaking the truth about Goldberg. Goldberg cannot work in the ring. He cannot work in the ring. WCW, well, look what WCW did. They booked him in 2-minute squash matches. In his first run in WWE, they put him in 10 to 15 matches. And he cannot work in a 10 and 15-minute matches. He can't work a long length match. I'm sorry. The truth is in the pudding. I think I don't want to get into it. That's another topic for another time. Yeah, but he's a good, he's got athleticism. But I never get the Matt Riddle thing. He's good. I don't see him being world champion. That's out of the table. I can see him being a good mid-card champion, but as a world champion, unless they turn him heel, maybe. But anyway, so yeah, this match is mediocre. Anyway, so far it's been the show's been okay. There were okay matches. I'm not saying they're bad matches. They were okay. Like I said, this is the matches you probably see on Raw and SmackDown. That's it. Why they did it, I don't understand why they did this 1 week after SummerSlam. It's just mind-boggling. I did a rant on it. It's just stupid. When did they announce that Payback's going to be 1 week after SummerSlam? I was like, what the fuck? WWE is so stupid sometimes. Like, doing a pay-per-view 1 week after doing another pay-per-view. It's just, come on. You know, they did. You know, it's okay for 2 weeks, but if you do it 1 week, it's done because there's no build. You, you know, it's not enough build. You know, I don't want to get into it, so let's move on to the next match. Match number 4. We got the WWE Women's Tag Team title match between, we got Sasha Banks and Bayley defending the tag team belts against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. This was surprisingly a good match. A good match. I'm not a big fan of Nia. Never liked her. Shayna Baszler. You know, it's been ages since she's been around. You know, the last time I saw Shayna Baszler in a match, I mean, did she compete in that Money in the Bank? Competing in that women's Money in the Bank ladder match this year? I think it did. I don't remember. It's been months. So I think it's May, the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. It's been ages. You know, the last match I saw was against Becky Lynch at WrestleMania Part 1. Part 1. And lost. And then after that, the fucking same the same NXT syndrome. Every time they got called up, do well NXT, get called up to the main roster, poorly booked. Yeah, so, Bayley, Sasha and Bayley, they are basically the top heels in the women's division, both in SmackDown. Nia is okay. Actually, Nia is shit, but at least she put on an okay match for it. I'm giving her brownie points. I think she's still shit. You know, if you compare me to Nia Jax and Nyla Rose, I'd rather take Nyla Rose over Nia Jax. That's my opinion. Anyway, so in the end, I think they kicked out. They did like many splashes. They kicking out. It's a bit back and forth. In the end, this stuff is what the finish is. So it's believable to me. Basically, Shayna kind of locked in a knee lock. I think it was a leg lock on Sasha. I think it's a sleeper hold on Bayley, and Bayley tapped out. So basically, it's not a weak ending. I think it was a good ending. So yeah, Shayna and Nia are the tag team champions. So basically, I think it makes sense because they done anything. I'm gonna be real. The tag team division in the women's side is shit. I think like with my analyze of Bayley and Sasha as tag team champions, they did well. I think there's nothing left that they can prove. They beat anyone in that division. The Kabuki Warriors, Alexa Bliss and what's her name? Nikki Cross. Almost forgot. Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross. The Iconics, I think. They compete in NXT. I think it was Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Knox. I haven't really watched that. I haven't watched that Great American Bash episode of NXT. I need to review that, because I review AEW Fighter Fest the 2 Fighter Fest parts of AEW. I will do it in the future. I think it was Tegan Knox and Shotzi Blackheart. I think this is the time, So yeah, I feel like I don't think it's weak. I think it's a blessing in disguise. They need a break. In my opinion, they need to one of these days they need to get rid of this tag team division. It's not going to work because they don't have deep enough rosters to pull up good tag teams. Like look at the Knockouts tag team titles in TNA. It was what was it 2010 and never last long. It lasted about 3 years. It never caught fire. They should have really got rid of it years ago. It's just never caught really fire in my opinion. Just they didn't have enough women to pull up good Knockouts tag teams. That's my opinion. But anyway, so it was a good match. Anyway, the show kind of gone into a bit of the second gear a bit. Okay, then we got Randy Orton versus Keith Lee. This is Keith Lee's first pay-per-view match on the main roster. And this match is way better. This is a little bit better than his match from Takeover 30 weeks ago. That was still a good match, but it was a bit weak and a bit boring in my opinion. This was a good match. Like Randy made Keith Lee $1 million. Basically like one more of the match. Like Keith Lee's a big fucking guy. He kind of thrown Randy Orton into the announce table. Yeah, Orton got some heat. In the end, Orton hit. Not Orton. Orton was going for the RKO. Keith Lee hit Orton with the Spirit Bomb to score the victory. I thought he was going to hit the Big Bang Catastrophe. It was way better. I like the Big Bang Catastrophe more than the Spirit Powerbomb. That's my opinion. It's more powerful than the Spirit Powerbomb. That's my opinion on it. But anyway, so Keith Lee got the victory. It was a good match. It wasn't bad, but it's just they had a rematch on Raw. No, they had a match on Raw that ended in disqualification by Drew McIntyre. I'll be okay because I'm like I said earlier, because it's a rematch. It's today's day pay-per-views are rematch. If it's disqualifications, I'll be okay with it. At least it's not like one of the competitors won a match on Raw and then later on win a match on a pay-per-view. So basically, you save it towards the pay-per-view. You save the action towards the pay-per-view instead of doing like one match on Raw, then another match next week, and then on a pay-per-view, and then it'd be like so bland. If it's a count-out disqualification, at least you protect Keith Lee and protect Orton. You save the action towards the pay-per-view. I'm trying to say, and they did that. They need to start. Sometimes they need to stop doing it. Throwing really pay-per-view quality matches on free TV. If they tend to do that, do that with if it's a no DQ disqualification, at least you protect them. Yeah, it's like somebody fight weak, but at least it's better than just like doing the match on a Raw, and then by the time the pay-per-view, people just do not care. For Keith Lee, it's a good win for Keith Lee. I think this dude could be this dude's going to be a future world champion. I can tell. This dude, I think I might be wrong about this. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I think they're going to put the eggs in the Keith Lee basket. I think he will. I think they will. Probably, I can see him being a world champion in 2021. If you build him up, avoid losing, this dude could be a top star. I can see it. Written in the stars, man. I think Keith Lee's that good. He's the beast. Some people call him fat. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. He's fat, but the dude actually he's not even that fat. He's got a bit of visible abs. He's got a body of a powerlifter. I can see him being a world champion in the near future. If you booked him correctly, avoid losing matches, avoid getting 50-50 booked. Who knows? But anyway, so moving on to that's match 5, match 6. Yeah, match number 6. We got Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. Yeah, the Mysterios versus Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. This is kind of 100% the rubber match because it started in June. No, it started in the summer, in July. It started when Seth Rollins injured Rey Mysterio's eye. They had the eye versus eye match at Extreme Rules. Your Dominic trying to win for his father, and so this is the rubber match. And in my opinion, this is match of the night. Yeah, it had a good time, good high fly moments. In the end, basically, Buddy kind of accidentally kicked Seth Rollins in the head. I think it was Dominic or Ray. I think it was Dominic hit the 619 onto Buddy Murphy and hit the frog splash to score the victory and won the feud. Yeah, they had a match on Raw. I don't really give a shit because I'm guessing they won the war. The Mysterios. They got their revenge. I don't think it's gonna hurt Seth Rollins, in my opinion, because he yeah, he's like lost. He won he won the two matches. He beat Ray at Extreme Rules. He beat Dominic at SummerSlam. I don't know. Like I said, I'm starting to like the Seth Rollins new character. It's not like I don't like the Seth Rollins from the last year. I think last year he's fucking bland. Like and also like Bailey's character. I forgot to mention out minutes ago. Like this, I like Bailey's new character. I think this is Bailey's best year since 2015. You know, of course I hate that the babyish gimmick she used to have. That was so childish. But I like this heel Bailey gimmick. In my opinion, I think the best with I think one of the top heels of the year. In my opinion, the top heel of the year, in my opinion, has to be Bailey. She carried this SmackDown Women's Division. She carried basically this Women's Division a whole. She's who's the top heel? Who's the top heel in the Women's Division in the WWE besides Bailey? There's none. Alexa's a babyface. Well, probably Sasha Banks, but there's none. There's none. So calling right now. Like on the women's division in AEW, I think I'm talking about on the women's side, you got Penelope Ford, you got Nyla Rose, you got Britt Baker. I gotta say Britt Baker on the women's side. She's basically the top heel on the women's division because I don't know about I don't really see was it B Priestley. Unless I watch Dark, I don't really watch Dark. I need to catch up watching Dark. I understand Dark is basically the alternative to, it's basically their version of Thunder and SmackDown. I understand that, but anyway, so it was a good match in the night for me. Moving on to the main event. The main event, we got a triple threat tag team match, triple threat match for the Universal title. The Fiend Bray Wyatt taking on Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. No Roman Reigns. So it started with Strowman and the Fiend. This is a bit better than the match from SummerSlam, but that's not saying too much. One more of the match, the Fiend grabbed I think it hit the Unanaki suplex onto Braun Strowman. He put him through the announce table. Sorry, I burped. Anyway, so yeah, one more in the match. The Fiend grabbed a mallet, a giant. It's like a Harley Quinn type mallet. He basically smacked it into the gut of Braun Strowman. And really funny, Braun Strowman's hair's starting to grow back a bit. You can tell I never knew he's bald. I think the reason why he shaved his head because he's getting that headline, same as Baron Corbin. They're getting bald. Anyway, so in the end, really the ending, like you had, basically like you got the Fiend suplex Braun Strowman and the ring fucking collapsed. I'm not really pissed off at that. People say, oh, I think it has no effect. I think people will talk about the Brock and Big Show thing from 2003. That's more effective than I like that spot because like they only did 4 because Big Show, Brock Lesnar from SmackDown from 2003. I think that was May of 2003. You got like Taz says, "Holy shit!" You got like Big Show, Mark Henry at Vengeance of 2011. Big Show, Braun Strowman from 2017, and now The Fiend and Braun Strowman at this show, Payback 2020. It was okay. I'm not saying it's a crap spot, but all of a sudden you got Roman Reigns showing out of nowhere, basically signed his contract, trying to pin the Fiend. He kicked out. I think he basically used the chair, smacked it on the back of Braun Strowman, and before that he trying to pin Braun Strowman. He kicked out. Roman basically kicked Braun Strowman. He kicked the Fiend in the balls. In the end, I think he pins Braun Strowman to win this match. I think did he spear him? 1 second. I watched the show. Don't get me wrong. I'm not these anti-smarks who basically they do mostly in this community, just based on looking at the results. You know, I don't do that. I watch the show. You know, I literally watch the show, whether it's an AEW show or WWE show or even Impact Wrestling. You know, I don't like going on the internet check out the results. What's that? What's that all about? That's stupid. It's basically that signs that you do not watch the show. Anyway, so I'm back now. Yeah, yeah. Roman spared Strowman for the victory and retain the Universal title. I'm gonna be real. You know, yeah, yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag because for the Fiend, it's just like, what's really the point? It's very difficult to say the Fiend's buried, but I feel like they dropped the ball on the Fiend. Let's be real. They when the Fiend dropped the belt to Goldberg, they really dropped the ball because the Fiend's doing well. He's doing fine as the Universal Champion, and also let's put the belt on the 50-year-old man Goldberg. And then he lost to Strowman, and they managed to have the Fiend win the belt at SummerSlam, and then 1 week later he's dropping it to Roman. You know, it's just dumb. You know, he's still popular. You know, the fans really good, but really still like the Fiend. But I think the momentum has gone down. I don't know about the reaction. I think he's still got good reaction. You know, because Bray Wyatt is Bray Wyatt. He's entertaining. I think he's the most. In my opinion, he's the most underrated. In my opinion, he never gets any credit. What credit's due. You know, I think the problem. I think like the Swamp Lang gimmick. I like his gimmick, but his promos. I feel like I can't follow his promos. I feel like every time it's just. I don't want to get into it. It's just. I can't. It's just nonsense. Not really nonsensical, but I just cannot follow it. I like the White family. You know. And then the Fiend. I like was it the Firehouse Funhouse Bray Wyatt? You know, he's entertaining. You know, I like that, and also the Fiend Bray Wyatt. But it's just like if they just keep him as the champion, then let me see beat the Fiend, let me say beat Roman. You know, and give him a monstrous run. Let me see and have Roman win him back. You know, give him a monster run. At least he have serve his purpose. But instead, he's just like, I feel like his reign was short. I guess like his first title run as the Universal Champion, he won it out he won it out at Super Showdown after that crappy ending at Hell in a Cell last year, the fucking DQ. That was bad, and then he won it at Super Showdown. He held that belt until February. And all of a sudden, that's 3 months, and then second run, only a week. I'm not a bit pissed off, but it's just like I can see him. I can see Bray Wyatt bouncing back. Maybe he doesn't really need the belt, but he just it's just feel like if they rebuild him again, it's just like rebuilding, lose again, rebuild, lose again. I'm gonna talk about the Roman Reigns heel turn. I think I'm gonna say right now. I watched Wrestling Taku's videos. The two videos, he's not really 100% liking that Roman Reigns. I think he just, But for me, I'm not a Taku. I'm Central Man. For years they just basically WWE finally listen for once because they always never listen to the fans. The fans crying out for a Roman Reigns heel turn for the last 5 to 6 years. We crying out for turn Roman heel, and we got it. He's teaming up with Paul Heyman. The reason why Roman's teaming up with Paul Heyman right now because everyone knows Brock Lesnar is officially done with the company. He's a free agent. Hallelujah. Like I said, hallelujah. I can see people crying about Brock Lesnar's leaving. But let's be honest, Brock is just basically gone. his final match in the company was against Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. It really part 2 of WrestleMania 36. I said so. Thank fucking God. Enough with the part timers, man. Focus on the new stars. Why not get over the least? This is a new era. This is supposed to be new stars from tomorrow. It's not like from the Ruthless Aggression era, or the Attitude era, or from the 1980s. Right now, you stop, quit living in the past and focus on right now. Roman turning heel. I'm not gonna say Roman is a draw. He never was a draw. He's not. How is he a fucking draw? I don't get it. But Roman could be a draw because I think the heel turn. I can see him doing well. I think if they correctly book his heel turn, book his heel run, he might do well. Look at I compare him to Rocky Maivia. He's like Rocky Maivia of the modern day. The reason I call him, Rocky Maivia is The Rock. The Rock back in the 90s, the mid 90s, 96, 97. He got popular in 96, and by the time in 97, the fans were really booing The Rock out of the building. I think he was getting death threats like, was it Die Rocky Die, Rocky Sucks, when he turned, when he got an injury, when he came back, they turned him heel. He brought a lot of swagger and charisma in his new gimmick. And then he have a brief run as a babyface in '98. Then they turn him heel again, become the corporate champ. Sorry, speak too fast again. But yeah, when The Rock became the corporate champ, and then by the time he turned babyface again, he was the most popular guy in pro wrestling. People say it's so overdue, but I disagree. I think Roman, you got people going to boo. You got many people, or not some people, going to hate Roman Reigns. I don't want to get into it. It's just what it is. They just do not like Roman Reigns, like John Cena. Like in his first few years as the top guy. You got some male fans going to boo Cena. It's just, they just don't like him. I think it'll be neutral. The last 4 to 5 years, they basically shoved this guy down our throats. It's getting repetitive, and it's just sick of it. And then I think the last 2 years, like 20, wasn't around. I don't think it was around. The last few years, it's a bit neutral. I found this a little bit neutral because he has the 2 years ago he had pneumonia, and he came back. I think that was too soon. I don't know, is it true or not? I kind of start get a little bit of respect of Roman right now. He laughed because rumors he's supposed to face Goldberg for the Universal title at WrestleMania. He kind of backed out, and because I don't know, he had COVID, but he's worried about the COVID pandemic. He came back a week ago. Actually, it's not a week ago. It's about 2 weeks ago of the show. Oh no, last week actually. I'm gonna really get behind this Roman heel turn. Yeah, I did a video on Roman really a year ago. Not in the Christmas period of 2019. I don't like the Roman Reigns right now, but if you turn the dude heel, he could be over properly. He'll get booed properly instead of like a mixed reactions. The kids and the girls cheering for Roman, and the male demographic booing the guy. I think you'll give him a proper run because he won the title at SummerSlam 2 years ago. Never defended it because of the pneumonia situation. So I heard rumors is facing Jey Uso at Clash of the Champions. I don't like that. With Paul Heyman, he's the most. I like Paul Heyman. He's a good manager. At least it's not Brock, because let's be honest, he's a good talker, Paul Heyman. Roman, the one thing people do not like Roman Reigns is his promo. He's on the mic. They don't like Roman on the mic because I see Roman is a bit ruthless and aggressive. Like, why couldn't they just done that from the beginning when the Shield officially broke up in 2014? Booked him like a monster, like an ass kicker. Instead, he's doing this crappy promos like, was it Suffering Succotash, Jack and the Beanstalk, Tater Tots. Cut these ridiculous, shitty promos. It's just like, what the fuck was it? I'm not a bad guy, not a good guy, I'm the guy, and one versus all. It's just basically it's phony. It's not believable. With Paul Heyman as a heel, Paul Heyman as his mouthpiece, Roman just be the guy. Don't do like same as Brock. He stands there being the ass kick. Make Roman interact more. Like I said. Like one thing I don't like Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, because look at Brock. He just stands there doing nothing. He's not a good talker, but let him be. It's a damn shame because he never interacts. He never grabs the promo. He never grabs the mic and says something. It's just like that was a downgrade version of Brock. He's not going to be the Brock from 2002 and 2003. He's just I'm not going to get into it. But I'm gonna let this this heel run of Roman Reigns play out. If it's gonna be good, it's good. If not, who knows? Who knows, man. Anyway, so my final rating for WWE Payback 2020. It's difficult because the main event was okay. Wasn't bad, but wasn't like great. I'd probably give it 5 out of 10. I give it 5 out of 10. It's between 4 or 5. I'm just gonna give it a 5 out of 10. It was okay. The 2 good matches on the show, or 3 good matches on the show. You got like the women's tag team title match. You got Randy Orton versus Keith Lee, and Rey Mysterio. The Mysterios versus Rollins and Buddy Murphy. I don't really say there was no really bad matches on the show. There weren't. There barely any bad matches on the show. Mostly the matches, they're okay. Like I said, it's just basically Raw and SmackDown matches altogether because they should never do this pay-per-view in the first place. If it's like September, I'll be okay, but like 1 week after SummerSlam, no. Because they already did it a couple of years ago. Actually, they did it decades ago, like 1991. They did Tuesday Night in Texas. That was not a good show. This was like a week after Survivor Series. They learned their lesson. And they never learned their lesson. So this was a bit better than Tuesday Night in Texas, in my opinion. So anyway. So that's my review of WWE Payback 2020. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button. And subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube. Yep, we'll be back. Yeah, we're basically back on Saturday for my review of AEW Dynamite for this week, and also a live reaction of the first game of the new Premier League season, the Premier League champions Liverpool versus the new promoted club Leeds United. Leeds' first Premier League game for almost a decade and a half. So this is the Central Man officially signing out. Check you later.